crafty friends. This is Michael from Epapere, and I am finally, I think, pretty much finished with my daffodil journal. It's pretty chunky there. So today what I'm doing here are some last minute things, and one of them is putting on a closure. I did do some additional work on the cover. I wasn't really very happy with it. What I did is I made a ribbon flower. It's supposed to look like a daffodil. Hopefully it does a little bit anyway. And I just put that on there. I just thought it gave it some more dimension. It looks so flat to me. I'm going to, I've never done this before, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to attempt to put a closure on this. And I played around with, at first, kind of what I wanted to do and didn't really figure out what it was. And so at first I thought, well, maybe I could do something like this, you know, where I could put this on there and then this on some ribbon and have it come up and close. But I got to thinking that might be a little difficult to handle. So I decided not to do that one. Well, then I was just playing around trying to figure out, and finally I think I came to a conclusion. I buy these little magnets. They're quite strong. And I use them when I make crochet purses. And they, you know, they, like I said, are pretty strong. They are sew-on. So I should have thought of this before I actually, you know, put the cover on here. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and stitch this right here. I have some ribbons that I just recently got at a thrift shop, and I can't decide which one of these I really want to use. I think I would like to use this one. It has pink in it, which there is pink on here, and it would come across. I better take that out before I glue it down. So I could use that as a spine. I know I'm covering up what I did with the spine, and I don't know how to feel about that because I'm not real sure I like the spine, but anyway, so I'm thinking about that. And then I was thinking to use the same lace as part of the closure. Now here's the other lace that I got, and I think this is kind of pretty too, but I'm not real sure about it either. So this is this one. So that would be the back of the spine, and then you go over here and you would have this. Now, I mean, I like that too, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I just can't decide. So I better make up my mind, right? Because I'm doing it today. I think I'm going to go with the pink. I just think that's going to be a pretty option. I guess the first thing I'm going to do is put the spine lace on. Trying to see what's the right and wrong side of this, which I'm not sure. I think this is the right side. Now I'm trying to decide if I put it right where that pink is on. It would be just on the spine. And roll this over, that'd be just this lace. And I still would see some of this. Or I can make this. I think that's going to if I leave the pink on the front, I think it's going to interfere with my pockets. So I think what I'm going to do is just have the pink on the spine itself. So what I'm going to do here is kind of try and cut this where I want it. So what I'm going to do is try and put the glue on the spine and go from there. Hope this works. I hope that you are all doing well and enjoying your summer, if you've had a summer. We have had a summer. It isn't always the best. Here in Wisconsin, usually in July and August, it's, you know, fairly warm. And it has been, but there's been an awful lot of rain this year, an awful lot of rain. So that's been a little difficult, I'm sure, for a lot of the farmers and whatnot, but I know it made it difficult for them to get the landscaping done here at our new apartment. So we've not really had a whole lot of grass because of that. Isn't that funny how that ribbon just, or lace, just turned out to be the right size to fit on the spine. So, all right, so it's on there. I think that's going to be pretty good. Let's smooth this to the back. Now there is a pocket back here too that I've got an envelope in it. Good thing I remembered that, or I would have. Okay, so the glue is going to go right about here. This has been a fun journal, but it's taken me a lot longer than I had hoped it would. Just too many other things going on in life, I think, and our Etsy shop has been busy. Thank you to all of you who ordered from us. We really appreciate it. Looks like I'm going to have to trim off a little bit here, but okay, let that be. All right, let's turn it to this side and see if we can get this. I wanted this journal to be, you know, pretty, but I also wanted it to have some eclectic points to it, which is why I used my stamps with numbers and stuff like that on it, which, you know, I liked that. Turned out, I think, okay. I'm going to hopefully let that dry a little bit. I'm going to try and cut this off a little better. I hope I'm where you can see what I'm doing. If not, I apologize. I have to do things where I can see. Yeah, this has taken me a lot longer. Of course, like I said, it does have 5 signatures in it, so that's a lot for me anyway. I've never made any more than like 3. So this was a new experience for me, and I have a tendency to really, you know, fill up my journals. I have a lot of pockets and tags and all kinds of stuff in it that I probably wouldn't need to have in there, but that's just me. So there will be the spine. Okay. I think that's pretty. What I want to do is I want to take this lace and fold it up. Let's see if I can. Let's see, how am I going to do that? No, don't like that. Okay. I don't think I'm going to need very much of it because when I want this to get closed, and it's, you know, so I'm going to cut off a piece here and hope that this is going to work. It's going to be much easier to work with in a short piece. Okay. So if I do it this, and maybe this, so I don't want it to be too wide. I don't know. I want to sew this, but I'm thinking, trying to figure out how best to do this. Maybe I should do it that way. And that way I would have the edge anyway, the lacy edge. Sewing machine over here on the side. I'm going to stitch this ribbon. I folded it basically not in half, but I've just taken this, kind of put that there. Okay, like that. Now what I'm going to do is just stitch it. I hope I've got the right side. I'm just going to take it to my sewing machine and stitch it here. So I have a pretty sturdy kind of piece here. So I'm actually going to sew all the way around, even on the ends of the ribbon here. Sorry, I don't know that I would be able to get my sewing machine in shot here, so okay. So what I'm basically doing here is just making a strap. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is kind of what I've done here, and I just sewed away all the way around. Now, I want, and I may put something on the end of this, but if I do, it's going to be probably a lace piece. And I don't want it too fancy either. So let's see if I got anything I might like. Okay. I actually kind of like that one. It kind of looks like a daffodil in a way. Okay, so I think I might take that one and use that. But I'm thinking that I may hand sew that on, so I'm not going to be concerned about that right now. Now, do I want this going this way or like this way? Am I in? Okay. So I'm going to want to have a little bit here. Okay, now I want this to be able to. Okay, I have, I think, that a little longer than what I needed. I can always cut that off, I guess, wherever I want it to be. I really should have done this before. You know how that is. We're looking at about 9.5. Okay, so half of 9.5 would be what? 4.25? No. Oops. See, this is where I need my ruler. Not quite 9.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, kind of 4.5-ish. So what I'm going to do is take my pokey tool here, and I'm going to, I think, make 4 holes, starting with the one in the center. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Does that look about? No. And I don't want it. This is going to shorten this pocket a little bit, but I don't think that's going to make a difference. So 1, 2, 3, 4.5 is 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Okay. So I'm going to put my first hole there. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then I want, actually I might do 5. 1 and 1 on each side of it. Let's do it here. And here. That's 3. I think I'm going to do 5. It's going to make it a little more even here. Okay, so I have made those holes. Now I'm going to take my needle here. This is the needle I'm going to use, so I'm just going to push it in those holes so I know that it's going to get through. Okay, okay, so I have 5 holes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and stitch this onto, and I think I'm going to put just a tiny bit of glue there on the ends of each so that it holds it in place while I try and stitch it. Trying to decide, do I want that on the inside? I may want that on the inside rather than on the outside. If I make it on the inside, I can kind of, maybe I'll just do it on the inside. Okay. I'm going to slip this just barely. Can you see what I'm doing? Just barely under this pocket thing I have there. And I put a little bit of glue on it, so Now I'm going to put a little bit more glue here, but not around the stitching, because I'm afraid that I'll have trouble trying to stitch through that glue. So, okay, now hopefully that is straight. I think I'll like that better. I'll be able to see the stitching on the back, but that is okay. Now I'm going to take, this is cotton crochet thread. I use this, I don't use embroidery thread because, I don't know, I just like the crochet thread better. It's stronger. So I'm going to thread my needle up here. I always take the end of my thread and I flatten it with my pliers because it helps me get it threaded better. Because if you're anything like me, threading a needle is not as easy as it used to be anymore. I'm going to start in between the two. Because I don't want the knot to show. But I'm having a hard time finding the hole there. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to pull the needle through there so that the knot gets covered up. And then I'm going to go ahead and go, this is just a basic running stitch is all I'm doing here. Okay. There. And then I'm going to see if I can find the next hole here. There we go. Okay, so I want to make sure that's fairly tight. And we're going down again. Oops. And now we have to find this other one again. Let's hope we can do that. There we go. All right. There. Okay. Now I'm going to go back through again. There we go. There. And I need to go with this one. There we go. And this one. Okay. And I want this to be pretty strong, so I may do this one more time if I can figure out where this hole is. Why am I having such a hard time? I don't know. Put my finger right where it is. There we go. Okay. There we go. I think I'm going to do it one more time here, because I don't want this lace to pull away from the book. So now I'm going to attempt to tie this off without making too big of a mess out of it. There we go. Okay. Well, I'm really trying to make sure this is going to stay. Okay, there we go. Okay. And What I do is I take my art glitter glue and I just put a little bit of art glitter glue on that knot and press it down. That way it hopefully will not come out. We have the back on. Yay! Okay, I am just going to take this pin and stick it there. Okay, so we want this to come over and snap to the front cover. I'm going to try and just stitch it on where the crochet is there. Hopefully, if I just stitch this to the crochet, that'll work. We don't want to put another hole in the, and hopefully there won't be that much tugging on this particular sewing. So, okay, so there's that one. And this would have been so much easier had I done it before I put it on the cover of the book, huh? Oh, as E would say, scrapbooking with me, oh me. If I put that in there like that, it snaps pretty good. Okay. One last little stitcheroo thing here and I think we'll have it. Okay. I think what I might have to do here is just start there. So okay. All right. Now I'm going to take this piece off. And if I get it straight, we should be okay. Okay, so now, wow, I think I did it. I think I did it. Okay, there we go. Now I can cut this down a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to put this on there. And I was going to sew it, but I don't know that I will. I think right now I'm just going to stick some fabric glue on there and hope that works. Sure that okay, I'm going to try and put that on there and see if that helps at all. Well, okay. Amazingly enough, we got that done. I didn't think we would, but there is the cover, the spine, and the closure on this journal. I think I have all the pockets and things done in here that I want. The only thing that is left is if I want to put a ribbon or something on some of these tags. I might do that, and then it'll be ready to roll. So I'm not sure what my next project is going to be, although I'd like to try something that's a little bit out of my comfort zone. So I might try the grunge thing, because I don't seem to, I mean, I like it. It's just when I sit down to do things, it just doesn't seem to be, I just don't seem to know how to go about it. So I think I might try a small grungy journal just to see if I can do it. I think it turned out pretty. But I will do a complete flip through before I actually post it. So, all right, guys. Well, that's the end of the video for today. I hope that you have a wonderful day and stay happy. Bye-bye.